The sound you are hearing are American toads. These are boy toads calling so that the girl toads can find them. They're calling from the edge of the water because toads, like frogs and salamanders, are amphibians and they have to lay their eggs in the water. For this reason, toads come from all over, forests and fields, to ponds like this one in the springtime. The toads you are seeing in this video right now are not calling. Some of them are girl toads and they don't call. Some of them are boys, but I'm too close to them and so they're staying quiet. Here you can see lots of black stringy things in the water among the plants. These are the eggs of the American toad. Pretty soon they will hatch into tadpoles that will eventually become little tiny toads. And here are some toad eggs in a jar of water so that you can see them more clearly. Finally, in this last part of the video, if you listen carefully, in addition to the very loud American toads, you can hear some Plains leopard frogs making a clucking sound and some squeaky kind of sounds. This is what they do for the boys to call the girls. Returning to the pond about a week later, there are no toads calling now. The adult toads have gone back to the forests and the fields that they came from. There are also no eggs visible in the water. The eggs have hatched. If, however, we take a look under the water, we can see hundreds, probably thousands of baby toads swimming around. Tadpoles. Tadpoles don't look anything like their parents, the adult toads. They have long tails that they use for swimming. They don't have any legs. They have smooth skin. Adult toads are very warty and bumpy in their skin. And they behave very differently also. Adult toads live on land and eat insects. Tadpoles live in the water and eat plants. Adult toads breathe air. Tadpoles get their oxygen from the water, like fish do. They aren't anything like their parents. The amazing process of changing from a tadpole into an adult toad, growing legs, beginning to breathe air instead of getting oxygen from the water, having a mouth that will allow it to eat insects instead of plants, and losing its tail is called metamorphosis. Tadpoles, baby toads, are not the only animal babies to be seen during this visit to the pond. I also came across this baby pond turtle, a red-eared slider, which was making its way from the nest where its mother laid its eggs to the pond. You can see that he's covered in dirt from having dug his way out of the hole where his mama laid the eggs. You can also see that unlike baby toads, baby turtles look exactly like their parents, only smaller. Isn't it interesting that pond turtles that spend most of their lives in the water go to land to lay their eggs, while toads that spend most of their time on land go to the water to lay their eggs? This is because toads are amphibians and turtles, like snakes and lizards, are reptiles. I picked this baby turtle up off the sidewalk so it wouldn't get stepped on or run over by a bicycle. He had just come out of an egg in a hole in the ground and had never been to the water before, but when I placed him in the water, he knew exactly what to do. I've come back to the pond after about 4 weeks, and unfortunately, it seems like I'm too late. I can't find any little tadpoles or any young toads anywhere. However, I have a friend who's been raising some of these little tadpoles as a science project, and she has some that we can look at. Here's one of my friend's little toad tadpoles that she's been raising. As you can see, it is grown, and its body is shaped more like a frog's body, and it's got hind legs. It doesn't have front legs yet, but it's well on its way to becoming a little toad. And here's a tadpole that has its hind legs and its front legs, and it's lost its tail. It lives on land and is in fact now a tiny toad. Just how tiny is this tiny toad, you may wonder? Well, he's so small, probably 5 or 6 of them could sit on a nickel. That is, if they would stay there. This little guy now lives on land. When he's starting out with this very dark color, it will help him blend in with the dirt where he lives and perhaps help him not be seen by anything that might want to eat him. He, for his part, will eat insects, and a website from the University of Pennsylvania says he may eat up to 10,000 insects every year. That's a lot of insects. Good luck, little toad. That's all for now, but I want to give a special thanks to my friend Sarah, who is raising these tiny tadpoles and helped me out a lot with this third video. Thanks, Sarah.